Ooh, I got a match on Tinder. Oh, God damn it, she's fat. Hello, and welcome to the Crescent Moon Show. I am your host, DJ Freestyle Up Your Ass, a.k.a. DJ YoungKC, in the streets. On today's show, we're going to talk about puppies. Not dead puppies, but puppies nonetheless. This topic was called in to me by a anonymous caller, and they asked me if I would talk about puppies on my podcast today. We might dabble in some more Snapchat stories today. First of all, on the topic of puppies, I got some thoughts for puppies and ownership of puppies. Thought number one, be fucking prepared. Dogs are about like children. You know, they sound cool to have, like they sound fun to have before you have them. But then the second that you have them, you're like, oh my God, get this shit out of my fucking house. Because dogs, unlike human childs, they shit everywhere. Then again, I guess human childs also shit everywhere. The similarity between them is neither one of them really know where to go. Another similarity between puppies and human childs are they can both be taught where to shit. You teach your child to shit in a toilet, and you teach your dog to either shit outside in the grass or a little paper pad in the middle of your kitchen. Cats, on a separate note, just automatically know where to shit. They know that it has to be in a box. I don't know why God programmed them that way. That was the one thing that he gave cats as far as smarts. Whenever he created cats, he said, every single cat ever born ever is going to know that you have to shit in a box full of sand. That was my second thought. Topic number 2 on today's Crescent Moon Show, loyalty and dishonesty. I have a friend who is, it's a girl, and she's in love with this guy. She tells me how this guy has these friends who constantly stab him in the back just so they can drive a wedge between him and her so that they can date her. She says that really pisses her off. She told me that she likes a guy to be jealous. I told her I am not really the jealous type. I have to really, really care about a bitch to be jealous and to go out of my way just to be jealous and fight for a girl, because most women out there are not worth that. That's a lot of energy and a lot of time and energy that I could be putting towards sleeping or jerking off. On the topic of loyalty, there's not a lot of loyalty left in the world. Most people don't take friendships or relationships seriously because nobody thinks that they're worth putting that much time and effort into them. There's a lot of people who, whenever they get in relationships, they cheat on each other. On the topic of dishonesty, which goes pretty hand in hand with disloyalty and loyalty, a couple that is together and is not fully honest with each other cannot maintain. They cannot stay together, and they can't hope to build a life together if they can't even be honest with each other about things. Even if it is being honest about cheating on each other, it's better to be honest with each other than to lie to each other for extended amounts of time. While I'm thinking about it, we're going to head into topic number 3, which is sex in relationships. Sex should never be the very first thing you do. There's a man I know by the name of who did not follow this advice. In fact, he had sex on his very first date with his ex-girlfriend. Sex should be a thing that should finalize and cement a relationship. It shouldn't be something that you lead off with, because sex is the one thing, it's that final level that you as a couple, you take each other to prove to each other that you love each other. I could understand sex on the first date if you were looking to just hit it and quit it. If you are planning to like shack up with a girl and like get married and shit, don't have sex with her on the very first date. Have a little bit more self-control than that. But sometimes I understand that a squirrel has to get a nut. Sometimes you got to take the wood to the beaver. Sometimes you got to have some self-control too, because if you have sex on the very first date, you're already starting your relationship off wrong, if you are looking for a relationship, of course. The reason is because if that is supposed to be one of the highest and final levels of a relationship that like you're supposed to take a relationship to, you're starting at 0 and taking it immediately to 100 at that point, and you're starting off on day 1 from 0 to 100. So it's kind of pointless to do something like that, because then a relationship cannot last that long, because then you expect that of each other. You expect that emotional level of each other all the time. For teenagers up into 20s or whatever, young people don't understand now that that's what it takes. They just think of the sex part. They think about the relationship and the emotions later. That is my thoughts on sex in relationships today. I almost forgot about a very important topic. We haven't discussed any Snapchat stories yet today. I'm just going to scroll through a couple of them here. Jesus. I like how people in Gaia County act like B-dubs is shit. It's bad that in Gaia County, a Buffalo Wild Wings is the fanciest restaurant in town. And people act like just because they put that on their story, people are supposed to be surprised that they're at B-dubs? Motherfucker, it's the only place to go in the whole damn county. It's the only restaurant that you can actually go to and have a good meal. And the meal's not even that good. The food's not even that good there. Let's scroll down through some more, shall we? There's about 16 different Snapchats here of stories here of people smoking weed. About half of them are about weed, and the other half are about finals. Gift wrapped a fucking car. That boy's always thinking of something. All right, that's going to do it for the 5th episode of the Crescent Moon Show. Like I teased on the last show, we will have a special guest on next week's show. I thank you all for tuning in every day to this podcast. My name is DJ Freestyle Up Your Ass, aka DJ YoungKC in the streets. Oh, look at that, I got another match on Tinder. One more thing before you go. Fuck yeah.